Welcome to the Smile Series with Dr. Amy. My name is Ekene and I am the founder of Iconic Womanhood, and I'm excited to be here with a truly iconic woman, the CEO and Chief Clinical
Director.
The CEO and Clinical Director of Smile 360 and the founder of the Wealthy Dentist Academy. We are going to be having a great conversation today, not just about purpose and transformation, but about Africa, our beloved Africa.
Yeah.
Dr. Amy, welcome.
Thanks for having me and taking me out beyond the clinic.
Out of the white coat.
Yes.
Into a beautiful green.
Love it.
Looking wonderful. You look like money, honey.
Oh, thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Listen, let's talk about your vision. You have a bold vision for Africa. Africa 2030.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You have told me that you believe that by 2030, every African should have access to world-class dentistry right here on the continent. Tell us a bit about that.
Right. I definitely like to talk about this topic. Why? Because it's really linked to my purpose, right? Because I made the journey to come back in Africa after having my training in France and having continued education, both in Morocco and in the USA. So this is really a dream that keeps me going, right? That also gives me so much joy, because for me, for too long, I've seen patients having to travel out and then coming to me really when they get into trouble because something has gone bad. I'm like, but why did you leave in the first place, right? Because they believe that excellence must come from outside. As we say in Nigeria, excellence comes from the abroad or away, But I'm here to change that narrative and ensure that people believe that they can find excellent dentists, right, in Nigeria, and building Africa as well with the same standard, to ensure that we build smiles, healthy smiles, functional smiles by African dentists for Africans. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. World class. So let's look at that word.
Yes.
World class. What does that really even mean to you, especially in this context?
Thanks for bringing this up. World class means, for a lot of people, luxury. Right? We believe that what is at the top must be luxurious. But linking it to how I see the world, I see that world class isn't about what you see on the surface, isn't about what you copy, out there. It's about working hard on yourself to deliver excellence right here where you are and following through the steps. The biggest barrier I've realized was the mindset of people who believe that, look, we can't do this in Nigeria. The mindset, the system, right? The ethics, the continuous learning and that resilience to stay the course and ensure that we don't cut corners, right? So when you speak to any dentist or dental practice in Lagos, Abidjan, Dakar, Nairobi, Kigali, you want to make sure that people get precision and care that you'll find anywhere else in the world. And this is really what the next step and the big step is for me with my vision for 2030.
Yeah. So world class isn't about location, it's about standards. It's about elevating the standards, not just of the individuals, but nations. This is such an exciting vision. And I love that you mentioned mindset, because it's really about feeling excellent, believing you can be excellent, and then executing at that excellent level. Excellent.
Exactly. I totally agree with what you've just said, because Africa doesn't lack talent and mastery. And you may find good dentists, as I said, in one of the smallest town in Africa, So what we need is a platform that makes us shine, makes us be more visible, right? And well, I will say that if we're waiting for that platform to be built from outside, it's never going to happen. So we need to set our own stage. We need to set our stage for ourselves, right? And make sure that we become more visible, because we're doing amazing things here. We have great talent.
We have great talent.
Yeah.
We just need the platforms.
Yes.
And that's one of the things you're building with the Wealthy Dentist Academy.
100%.
Is not just about the training, it's about the platforms. Tell us more about what inspired you to create the Wealthy Dentist Academy.
What inspired me to create the Wealthy Dentist Academy, the number one word that you see is wealth, right? And yes, this wealth that has to do with money, because I've seen so many dentists doing dentistry and dentistry eating into their life. So they were walking like an elephant and eating like an ant.
Yes.
Okay? So I want to bring that perception and reverse that. So beyond the money, I'm talking about how we can use tools to be able to have more time for ourselves. Because only when you have more time that you can inspire people, that you can be more creative, and you can network. That's another big thing. Another big thing that we need to do more, because I've met amazing African dentists that are doing amazing work, but we stay in our silos, right? And that must change. That must change. So we need to be able to trust ourselves. We need to be able to speak to what we're doing and have that exchange, right? While we wait for funds to build infrastructures, to be able to invest in more high-end equipment. But there's some things that we own.
That's right.
That mindset, that networking, that collaboration.
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
It goes such a long way.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I love what you mentioned around community and networking, because actually that's one of Africans, and a broad stroke here, but our superpowers is that we're very communal. However, when we attempt to do success like the West, we tend to get a bit, we do ourselves a disservice. I was recently in the market in here in Nigeria, in Lagos, and I was remarking on there was so much in the market. I felt like I was in China, to be honest. And this is what I learned, that the market women, they come together and they form a cooperative. And that allows them to order ridiculously high MOQs, which allows them to order for so much cheaper.
Right.
Than if they had attempted to do it alone. So what you were saying about coming together, getting to know each other, platforming together, and leveraging our communal power is very real. Very real.
Absolutely. So I can't enforce that enough. Yes, there's the mindset about excellence and wealth and how we believe about it. But if you network with other people, you'll be able to see that, hey, they're making some level of advances and investment, and you're wondering, how did you do this? How did you invest in this scanner? How did you invest in this big X-ray machine, And then with that, you'll be able to see that, have that I can do mentality. So this is what inspired me. I had visited in London the Dental African Congress, and there was an award that was given to an African dentist, Dr. Tom from Uganda. Hi, my mentor. And I was like, what? So I was in the room with other dentists from Ghana and etc. We're like, is it not Nigeria and Ghana? It can only be given to one of us.
One of us.
So by the time they called, the winner, of this award goes to Pan Dental, Uganda, Kampala. I said, what is that? Who is that? Do you know, 2 weeks after I was in Kampala, I met with Tom and I said, good job. You're doing amazing work. I need to come and see. And he showed me how he invested in a full digital workflow and how he was able to do his work independently and train his team and just making it happen. And if you look at the GDP, Uganda, Nigeria, what are we talking about? It's just unlocking that mindset and that possibility. And once I went to Kampala, I saw how this made an impact. And I came back and realized that I had the means to make it happen. It's just that I was deprioritizing that, right? So this, for me, has made a big impact on where I am today. And can't thank you enough, for showing me the way.
That's fantastic.
Stand on the shoulders of giants who can show you the way, and make it happen.
As we say, follow who know road.
Yes, yes. Follow who know road.
Thank you for sharing that, because you are really showing that you're living what you preach. Someone won the award, you sought them out. Like if you're world class, I want to know you.
Yeah.
And I want to learn from you, which requires both humility and wisdom at the same time.
Correct.
And you have brought all of those elements together for the Wealthy Dentist Academy.
100%.
I'm so excited about what you're doing and what you're going to be doing, because the impact has just begun. When you close your eyes, we're going to 2030 right now.
Yes.
5 years from now, what do you see when you close your eyes?
Can I close my eyes?
Okay. Go ahead, close your eyes.
All right. So definitely I paint the picture of where dentistry will be. I see Africa where patients don't have to hop on planes in search of great dentistry.
Yes.
And great dentistry, as I like to say, had to do with trust. So you do not have to travel out to be able to see a dentist that you can trust. Okay. So I see more collaboration beyond Nigeria, cross-border collaboration, where we have clinics, across the continent that collaborate and share, and having mentorship, in place, innovation, recognitions in place where Africans are shining on African platforms, right? So the benefit for this vision will be both from the patient perspective, but also from the doctor's perspective that will elevate. I think that's amazing.
That's an incredible, incredible vision. Here's the last question for this episode. What would you like the next generation of dentists, the younger ones coming up, the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, what would you like them to know, to believe, the next generation of dentists in Africa?
So the next generation of dentists, I have Gen Z children, so I will definitely pick from what I've seen in those trends, is the fact that they really work together. One thing I really like is that for them, they don't succeed in silos. They have that collaboration, they have their network, they have their Instagram account, and when they say we're meeting at this point, everybody's there. So there's an opportunity for them to tap into that network and collaboration to be able to scale even more. Now, for Gen Z dentists, for me, is believing that dentistry can actually give you an income. I'm not saying that you'll be making the same as an influencer, or because that's they're really looking at how to make it. Sometimes, not everybody, right? How to make it, without going through the hard labor. But I would say here it's not negotiable. There's the hard work to be done. But luckily, technology has really come to make things even more easy, more affordable, and much faster to learn. I say this is a space, if you're looking at not being out of job one day, because AI is coming into so many fields and has taken so many jobs, right? Being a dentist, and having that creativity, there's a space where AI cannot take our job.
Yeah,
So
it's hard
you
to.
have a secured, profession and something that can take you with that diligence, to the destination. And the sky's the limit. There's so much demand, that we can't even tap into. Yeah.
That is true, but it is almost AI proof in a sense because it's both tactile and technical. It requires care and compassion,
Yes.
as well as an analytical, strategic mind.
Correct.
So yeah, I can see that. And you know what? I know, influencing, I don't know. I think it's a little hard too. It's just a question of you choose your heart. Thank you again for such an enlightening conversation. It has been another episode of the Smile Series with Dr. Amy. Dr. Amy, you have blessed us, you have poured wisdom into us, but we're not done yet. We still have a few more. We still have more to see, more to learn, more to hear. So I want to make sure that you stay tuned to the Smile Series. Now, if you're a dentist and you're not following Amy, what are you doing? On Instagram on Instagram at Ask Dr. Amy, and on LinkedIn, make sure you're following her and Smile 360 so that you can get in the know on the Wealthy Dentist Academy and of course the African tour coming up soon. Dr. Amy, thank you once again.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.